In a world of limitless opportunities and countless challenges, the choices we make manifest themselves into the very roads that guide us. And the tribulations and triumphs that shape, weather, and bind these paths together are the very essence of what makes the world such a beautifully strange place. But we walk our path with no map, in search of answers that nobody has, simply hoping that we don't get lost along the way. So maybe just sharing our story of where we come from and the things that have guided us along the way can be enough to guide those lost in their own path.
I'm Zach Bonanza, and this is the Lost Guidance Podcast. That's right. Hello. Welcome.
What's going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lost Guidance Podcast, episode 14. As you know, I'm Zach Bonanza, and I'm brought with the great and awesome DJ Roscoe Red, a.k.a. Kris Majka.
That's me.
What's up? Dude, thank you for coming on the show, and welcome.
Absolutely.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes.
We're going to have ourselves an awesome episode
Shout out to Mama Red. I don't know if she's watching, but happy Mother's Day, Mom. I'll be with you after the show.
I know my mom will be watching, so happy Mother's Day, Mom. Yeah, happy birthday, Mom. Well, listen, guys, like I said, we have an awesome show brought to you today because Kris here is, as we're mentioning, DJ Roscoe Red. You're a big on-air personality these days. You're a member of KISS FM, and you're a really reputable and highly sought-after DJ.
I'm trying to be, at least, yeah.
So let's get into it. I like to start each episode with the basics. Like, what got you into it? Why did you decide to become DJ Roscoe Red?
Oh man, you're starting with a big loaded question here.
I know.
It was a very, very long, twisty, random road that got me to like where I am today.
Okay.
So like, we went to high school together.
Yes, so quite.
I don't know if we really didn't. Not that we didn't like each other, but
No.
we never really
Associated.
Because
really.
what year did you graduate?
I was 13.
And I was 09. So, like, we were 4 years apart.
Yeah.
So, like, I knew you, I knew your family, but we never really crossed paths much in high school. But I don't know if you really knew who I was, but I was one of the drama geeks. You know what I mean? It was like junior year in high school where I really kind of fell in love with being on stage, and it kind of brought me out of my shell. And I'm just like, you know what? This is going to be a big part of my life, performing in some aspect, right?
Okay.
So when I went on to college, I went to MVCC first, and obviously I wanted to keep doing theater. I wanted to just, keep up to date with that. And I went for animation because I was always also at the same time of being a drama geek, I was an art student.
Okay.
I like to draw cartoons, and,
You mentioned you had designed this awesome logo.
Exactly.
Thank you for the swag, by the way.
Part of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So it was just a weird thing. Like, I was smart enough to be like, I'm not going to go to school for performance acting because that's just not reliable. You know what I mean? And to all the students out there who do that, mad props to you because you have a lot of confidence. I just didn't.
Right.
So I went to school for, graphic arts and digital media, and I wanted to make my cartoons come to life. And like I said, I kept up with theater just on the side, just to have fun with it. And then when I transferred to Alfred State, they had a student-run radio station. Now, when I think I was like a senior, I first got my car. I remember I always listened to KISS FM. That was on my, always on the radio.
Yeah. That was Channel 1.
Exactly.
Channel
1
6
program. Yeah, absolutely. That was Channel 1 and never really left that. But I remember driving home one day and saying, and just listening and going, you know what, that would be a fun job. Never really thinking or knowing that was where my life was going. But I remember thinking that one day driving home in the car, like, that would be a cool job.
I could probably do that.
Not even that I could probably do that. It's just that would be a cool job.
Okay.
Like, I wonder how you get into that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just so when I went to Alfred and I noticed that they had that, you had like 1 2-hour show a week. It was easy. You could do it whenever you were free, and I just started getting into that.
Did you have like free reign? It was like you picked the lineup?
Yeah, as long as...
So I went to Alfred State, and I vaguely remember the
Right.
radio station. We were there about at the same time. I think you graduated, like you said, a year after I had left. But
we overlapped a year, yeah.
Yeah. So, I remember listening to the station, and yeah, it always seemed like the broadest span of music was on. So I was always kind of curious about that.
Everybody had their own type of show, whatever they wanted. As long as it was clean, you know what I mean? Then you were fine. But I modeled my show after Kiss, like after a pop top 40 station. Like I wanted people to listen. I wanted to have fun with it. And my show when I was there was called The Rush Hour. I did it with a few of my friends. And we ended up getting 3 time slots a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And it was from 4 to 6, so it was rush hour time. Hence the name. But so it ended up being a very popular show. Like we got a lot of feedback, and the school then got our little crew to like DJ events on campus, and then I went to DJ some school dances like Alfred Almond and Andover.
Yeah,
I want to say it was
Andover.
Yeah, some of those little schools that were around there, and I had a lot of fun with it. And then I remember I had the connection with S. Dot, if you remember S. Dot from Kiss.
He used to come to this Kuwait middle school and do all that.
The
hype
the
stuff.
Lunch,
So
I do that now for school as I go to lunches. Yeah. So
that's great.
So yeah, a little foreshadowing. But like, so I had met him a few times, and it was just a funny story how he remembered me because he thought he was friends with my sister, but it was a different Shelly Majka. But anyway, that's how he remembered who I was.
Okay.
And I remember when I came home for the summer before my last year at Alfred, I asked him, is there anything going on at the studio, anything that I can help with? Like, I'm getting into radio at school. I'm really interested in it. Like, I want to learn more about it. And he goes, are you doing it for school credit? Is this any other thing? I'm like, no, I just want to do it.
Right.
And he took me right in because he's like, I love that. You
awesome.
just want to do it for you, you know? So I went in and I was on the Kiss crew for that summer, and I just started learning and everything. And I went back to school and just kept going with my show. But that's kind of how it all started. And then after I came home, I just kept helping and eventually I got trained eventually I got trained for a weekend show just once a week. And then eventually Liz moved from the late night show up to the morning show. And then I got her shift, and now last year, I think it's been almost 2 years now that I went full time on the Kiss Night Show from 6 to 10.
That's awesome. So, yeah, guys, so check them out.
Yeah, 6 to 10, Kiss FM 97.9 1055.
Wow, the plug right there. That was good.
Your number one hit music station.
That's awesome.
It's ingrained in our heads, bro.
It's great to see that little bit of an idea, that thought you had in your car years back, just kept somehow, like expanding, you know, and
somehow, some way. But I'm the luckiest dude in the world because like I'm in my hometown doing something that very, very few people get to do professionally. Seriously. At least in their own hometown. You got to move somewhere, you know, usually. So it's a blessing. It's awesome.
Yeah,
like
I'm incredibly happy for you, and that's what the show is about: is seeing people follow their dreams and their passion. And like you said, you wanted to do this for you, and look where it's brought you. Now you're incredibly happy, and it's good to see you. Just you keep producing it, and you're on your hustle, man. So
it's the grind, bro.
Exactly. Hustle respects hustle, man.
It doesn't stop.
Absolutely. So so what are some of your top inspirations? So you had S. Dot and Big Papa and all them are kind of like around at this time, and they're giving you a little bit of guidance, I'm sure. So are there any like national stations or anything, any other inspirations along the way? Yeah,
I mean there's S. Dot and T-Sap, the Time Traveler, were my big like mentors when I first started.
No, I don't think I know T-Sap.
T-Sap was the Kiss Night Show when I was first helping out with Kiss FM.
Okay.
And then Sean Andrews, our program director, was the one who really like mentored me on air wise. Okay. S. Dot kind of did both. He helped me with on air, and he helped me with the actual DJing stuff.
Okay.
T-Sap showed me a lot of mixing, and kind of got me in the right headspace to start learning that. Sean was the one who trained me on air. Like
Gotcha.
He's the one I did like
on air etiquette and like cadence and all that.
Yeah, and he's the one that you have to pass his his protocol to be able to then be on air in a daytime slot. Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, these guys are so seasoned that they probably understand exactly what's gonna what's not worked in the past and what will work now.
Yeah. So those are the three that really taught me everything as far as radio and DJing. And then I guess another big famous inspiration that I have is Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon, I love his
I enjoy
show,
him, and he's
come a long way,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
so
from being that little quirky SNL guy to late night.
So and a lot of people say like if you had bigger aspirations, like besides just local radio, and I'm like, pipe dream.
Yeah.
That would like hosting a talk show.
Yeah.
Like that would be the ultimate like.
You ever think of doing your own? I mean, I know you do your own at home editing and stuff like that, but what about your own podcast?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't
Come
have
on.
time.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have time.
You're a busy man, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
So it's just, but who knows where life's gonna take me one day? Like you said, that little thought back in senior year of school turned out, me being
Came to fruition, yeah.
It's
So now
another little thought.
Now you have the
so-
thought of maybe, hey, I
Yeah.
could be Jimmy Fallon,
Yeah.
and you never know, man.
Who knows?
Listen,
Who
if you
knows?
go on the show, I hope I can be a part of the crew at least or something.
I'll keep you in mind. You know your stuff.
Oh man, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
I know that DJing. I mean, I'm a monkey when it comes to something like that. I have no clue. But I saw one of your posts recently, and it was kind of like calling out people who get upset at dances, like, "Oh, you didn't play my song I requested." And you got into the beats per minute, which I didn't even think about, like the tempo at which you're kind of crescendoing and decrescendoing the
Yep.
music. That is important
Yep.
for the vibe, right?
Yep. So let's get into that.
Yeah,
for
let's
a
get
second.
into the
Let's get into
science
that.
and the-
because it happens every event that I do, and you always get those one or two people that are just up your butt for a certain song all night. They write it down in the beginning, and it's like, and then they'll write it again on the list, and they'll write it again, and then they'll come and talk to you and be like, "Are you gonna play this song? Are you gonna play this song?" So I just was feeling inspired that day. It was like a week ago or something like that when I posted it. I kind of want to pull it up and read it because I can't remember, but it was just here's my tip to people out there that if you're at a party, especially one that's going really well and people are dancing
and it's fun.
Yes. If you go up to the DJ and you request a song, especially if he's like me, he or she is like me, and they have a request list out, because I want to know what people are thinking about,
What the theme should be, kind of.
And usually 85% of what people write down is just songs that I have no idea what they are, and probably most of the people in the room have no idea what they are, so I have to ignore a lot. But if you go up and you really want a song played, do not bug and badger the DJ all night, because you're lessening your chance of him playing the song.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, and like I said, there's one of two reasons why a DJ won't play your song right off the bat. One is that if the party's going really well and he has a certain vibe going, they're not going to want to risk killing the vibe.
Yeah.
Which your song, though you may love it, and your friend group may love it, we have a very good sense of what people are liking, what people are vibing at the time, what people are into, because that's what we do. You don't even notice it, but when we first start off a party, we play some different things to kind of test, what people are responding to.
Right.
And if your song goes against that, we're not going to play it at least right off the bat. Like we're gonna try to transition to some, we're not gonna go from
the Macarena to
we're not gonna go from like R&B and rap to like a country song, like right there. It's just it's off-putting, and so it's either that, and your song might be, even if the DJ likes it and says, "Oh, that's a good idea." Every song is what's called a beat per minute, or the tempo.
Yeah.
Songs, good dance songs usually range from 90 all the way up to about 130, 140. So that's how DJs mix songs. You have to match the
Make
beat.
sure, you want something that's kind of quick and not.
Yeah, so you
off the
can't
charts.
match a song that's in the 90s to a song that's in the 130s, because
Too big a jump.
they won't match. You know what I mean? Our software has the ability to raise and lower the song without distorting its pitch. But if you raise it too much, it's going to be obvious. Well, why is this song playing so fast? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can go up or down about 5. And it's not noticeable.
Just mildly
so that's how
quicker,
you
so.
gradually build. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You raise it up, and then you play a song at 95, and then you raise that one up a little bit, play a song that's at 97, and blend it, and then you keep going
Very
up and up
interesting.
and up. So usually,
and then back down by the end of the night, right?
Well, actually, usually you just go up.
Okay.
You try to just go up. You start in the mid 80s, 90s, and you just go up. And by the end of the night, you're up in the 130s, even 140s. So I'll give you an example. Work by Rihanna is 92.
Okay.
And that's usually where about the range that I start in. And then if you get up to like Party Rock Anthem is in the 130s. That's where you want to end up, is in the 128, 130s, because that's the really dancey stuff.
Yeah.
And then you go up even higher, like Drake, God's Plan, and Sicko Mode. That's in the 150s and higher.
Yeah.
That one's really fast.
Wow.
But
It's
even
very
those,
interesting. You don't think of the fact that your DJs are, while everybody's out there getting drunk and having the good time,
They don't.
you guys
Yeah,
are,
people
you're
don't know.
scouting the
Yeah.
room and you're feeling the vibes and you're picking
Yeah.
up on subtleties and body language and all that. So,
and you're trying to mix cleanly to just keep the flow.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
because there are bad DJs, ones that just jump around. I've
There
had them
are.
before. I've been at events,
there are.
parties, and they just basically are shuffling their iTunes.
Right.
And all of a sudden
right.
it's
So
weird.
and sometimes that can work, just depending on the audience. But sometimes, when you really remember a good dance or wedding, the DJ was probably mixing and probably creating an atmosphere. And like I said, it's one of two reasons. Either the song that you picked is way out of tempo and they got to work up to it, so you got to give them time.
Right.
Or, sorry to say, your song might not be that
Your
great of an
song
idea.
sucks,
Yeah.
Debbie.
You might like it, but the DJ knows that if I play this song, it's going to clear the floor.
Yeah.
And I've had it happen so many times where this person was bugging me and bugging me and bugging me and bugging me for this song. I finally played it. Everybody left. Even that person didn't dance to it.
Oh, God.
Or it's just that person with a couple of their friends out on the dance floor. It's like, was it worth it? You just killed the party.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I understand you want a certain song played, but you got to understand that the DJ is just trying to do their job well.
Right.
And if your song goes against that, they're going to stay away from it. And it's no disrespect to you. It's not that the DJ hates you. It's not that they think you're stupid. It's just that they don't want to kill what they've built.
Well, it's good that you're giving a public service announcement, because I think a lot of people aren't aware of this. They just get drunk and want to hear what they want to hear.
Exactly.
So that, I mean, it's just one aspect of it that I never would even thought about. Everybody's just quick to like demand something in these day and age. If you don't get right what you want when you want it, you complain until you get it.
That's the truth. Yes, absolutely.
So we were talking about how you do a little bit of your own studio work, and so you kind of you do a little bit of off-air mixing and stuff like that.
It's I went to Alfred for digital media and animation. That's what my degree is in.
Yeah.
So my logo, I designed that.
Very impressive.
All my YouTube videos, if you go on my YouTube channel, Roscoe Red TV, shameless plug. All my vlogs and everything I edit. So like I'm a professional video editor and graphic designer.
Awesome.
So that's what I ended up. Yeah. So all of my stuff that you see, all my design work, all my videos, it's all me making that. And then, I have my house now. I have my own little studio, and I have a nice iMac in there for editing, and I have a setup where I can plug my mixer board in and record mixes now.
Awesome.
So it's a nice little space.
Well, we're gonna have to talk after the show about you. Maybe help me out with some of this intro work then. But that's really awesome, man. But you don't ever think maybe you'll want to just kind of segregate and just do your own like show, like talk show, or like you said being on air talk show, but I'm just saying like maybe not quite a podcast, but like I guess vlogs are a sense of that, but you know what I mean? Just like a regimented show where you're just kind of explaining DJing and your knowledge about things. I think people want to hear that.
I mean, it's possible, but I'm still very green.
Yeah.
In the in the DJ community here, and I know that I've gotten very quick success very fast, and I'm very grateful for that. But there's still a lot I need to learn.
Absolutely.
And that I know I need to learn. But I think the biggest reason why my name has gotten out there so fast is because of the kids and the teenagers in this area.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know why, but I just have a really great. I usually get along and relate to kids very well.
Like you can pump them up.
And like I know that working for KISS, I know what music they like, and I'm still a kid at heart, so I like all that stuff too. So and I like to go out and dance with everybody.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's really like jettisoned me up so fast, is that if you get on the kids' good side, that's all they talk about. You know what I mean? And then that trickles up to their parents, and then
true.
I do a lot of weddings too. So I'm doing like 20, 25 weddings a year now. So.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
So
you're, like I said, highly sought after. So get on the waiting list if you want.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Man. So speaking of your name, why DJ Roscoe Red?
So here's the other long story.
All right, let's see.
I was waiting for that one. it kind of calls back to my animation roots at MVCC. So, us being from Sequoia, like we're 7 minutes away from MVCC, like at least where I live up on Grafenberg Hill, near Stonebridge Golf Course.
Yeah,
or that's where I grew up. So I was right up the hill. All I had to do was go down into Utica, and there was MVCC right there.
Right.
So a lot of kids go to MVCC for the animation program because it's a great program. Great 2-year program for, obviously a good price because it's a community college.
Right.
So there's kids from all over the state going there, from the city, from Rochester, from where some out-of-state kids too.
Right.
So they'll all have to stay in the dorms, obviously, because they had to go the week ahead of time to, get situated, orientation, yada, yada. So most of the kids in my class already knew each other before starting animation. I just walk in on the first day because I didn't need to do any of that other stuff. And turns out there were 4 other Krises in my animation class alone, just how it happened.
Yeah.
So I walk in and I introduce myself to everybody, and they're like, no, not another Kris. No way. And it's just how animation kids are. They're very quirky and big personalities.
Yeah.
And so
you needed to come up with a
they were like, we got to come up with a nickname or something. So I was trying to like give them suggestions, like, I spell my name with a K. It's different. So I've had the nickname K-Ris before.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can use that. And they're like, no, that's stupid. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, I played hockey growing up. We all went by our last names, so you could call me Micah. And they're like, no, that's even worse. I'm like, well, okay, fine.
Really tear me apart, why don't you?
So just pull the heartstrings out. So we kind of dropped it. And on the first day of class, animation classes kind of work in 2 sections. So you have your lecture and your lab. So the first hour, the teacher will show you something in the program. This is how you do it. The second half of the class, you're just sitting there working on it.
Cool.
And the teacher's kind of walking around and helping people. Some people are listening to music, whatever. And so we were working on making like a 3D ball bounce or something that day, like the basics. And then Professor Pieko's up in the front of the room telling us a story that pertains, like a funny story that pertains to this project. And like I said, some people listen to music, some kids are just, talking to each other, whatever. And there was this girl named Kelly.
Okay.
And she was by far the biggest personality in the room, the class clown, whatever you want. Like, she made that known. She was hysterical. And she got along with everybody. Side note, she's working for Marvel now.
Really?
Yeah. So she's like a storyboard artist or whatever. She's a very talented drawer. And she was at the Avengers Endgame premiere, and I'm super jealous. But anyway,
that's crazy.
So yeah, that's a little sidebar. But anyway, she was, as much of a jokester that she was very serious about the work. So she was there working on the project, headphones on, listening to some music. She was just in the zone. And right as Professor Pieko was getting to the point of his story that he was telling, she slams her fist on the desk. Her pen goes flying. She whips around. I'm sitting like kitty corner from her. She goes, "Roscoe, that's your fucking name." Like, just yells it. So
you're like, take it easy.
Yeah, but in the moment with the pen flying and cutting him off and the look on his face, it was so funny that like everybody was just laughing for a good 15 minutes, and it stuck.
Why Roscoe?
It was some lyric in the song that she was listening to. And I wish I could. I'm still friends with her on Facebook. I should reach out and be like, you remember the song? Because now this is like my life.
Yeah, I know.
This name.
I modeled it after you.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's how it started. Like, so at MVCC, there's the AB building, which is where the art department is. In that building, or at least in the art department, I was Roscoe.
Really?
Like, if someone said Kris, they were talking to one of the others. You know what I mean? It wasn't me. It went to the point of they had to replace my name, or at least put it in parentheses, Roscoe, because people couldn't remember that my name was Kris. They're like, who is this? You know?
Oh, really?
So they had to put that on the attendance sheet. So it just, that's how hard it stuck. And then when I ended up going to Alfred and I got into the radio program, some of the other students from MV transferred there for the same reason. So it didn't stick as well out there, but at least in the animation rooms, some of them called me Roscoe still. And when it came to doing the radio show, like, that was the thing. Like, everybody had a name. You know, they didn't use their real names.
Right.
They came up with something. DJ, fill in the blank here.
Yeah.
So I was like DJ Roscoe. It kind of had a good ring to it.
Yeah.
You know? And there it was. And then when I came home and started training on KISS, I was like, before it really got serious, I was looking up online, like, I wonder if there's any other DJ Roscoe's out there, and it turns out there's a couple other out there in the world. So I added
didn't
the
want
red.
the tag to be, someone tagged somebody else,
Right,
DJ
right.
Roscoe.
So I added the red because, one, that's my favorite color. I always wore red. That was like DJ Roscoe's colors, you know. So, hey, it starts with the same letter, alliteration. It's great. So DJ Roscoe Red. And that's, if you search that, any handle that's DJ Roscoe Red, it's me on Instagram, on Facebook, on Snapchat. So, it just worked out really well. I kind of hit the marketing jackpot without even realizing it, because alliteration is key.
Right.
Good for easy to remember. And then the color red is the most popular color to use in advertisements because it sticks out.
Right.
So, like,
very
I didn't even do that on purpose.
That's
just
awesome,
how
though.
it happened.
Yeah, when I was trying to think of a name for this show as well, I spent a lot of time, because I was like, I want it to be, I don't want somebody to have to really search for it, and go through.
It's got to be simple.
Yes.
Simple is best.
Yeah, and so, when I find, even the other day, I was speaking to my, it was my Alec, his birthday, and I was speaking to his parents about it, and they're like, what's the name of it? I'm like, Lost Guidance. And they're like, what? Like, people think about it for a second, like, Lost Guidance, like, that's kind of interesting, And if you look it up anywhere, it's the only one to come up of its kind. So,
that's good.
You take pride in stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it was kind of gratifying to see it all kind of work out perfectly.
And it's been working out great, because most people say it's so easy to remember. Like, you hear that name, I know I've heard that name before. You know what I mean? Like, so it's good, and the kids all really buy into the gimmick, you know what I mean? Like, they love the whole red thing, and people like make fun of me when I don't wear red. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just the whole thing now.
And the logo here, I got it up on the channel on the episode here. It's so cool. It's like fresh. It's like the dripping graffiti kind of with a little smiley face up in there.
Yeah, and the smiley face kind of like is like a tag to, like, I'm usually a very upbeat, happy person.
For sure.
And like, I'm gonna be having I think I'm gonna make some baseball caps too. It's just got that. The face on it.
Oh, that would be sweet.
That's another thing where, like, I think it's become recognizable now, where I can just use the face instead of the whole logo. That was kind of the idea, like, have a little icon within it to, like,
build on. Yeah, for sure.
And that's, like, on my YouTube channel, like, that's the little face is what's in the corner. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. Yeah, you're definitely blowing it up into its own, like, brand. Yeah. It's very cool to see. Trying
to do so. It all ties together.
Yeah, well,
it's
for
all
sure,
part
guys.
Of a grand scheme.
Like we keep saying, check him out on everything, his TV channel and whatnot. Yep. But so again, like I keep saying on these episodes, the reason I want to do this and the reason I like getting these stories out on a community level is because you never know if somebody's out there and they're listening and they're like, man, I really have a passion for music and radio and music and editing and videography and all that, and I want to do something. And maybe they're watching this right now or down a year from now and they notice this. What's a piece of advice you could give to somebody who's starting up in the community, in the DJing community, the radio personality?
Well, it's not even just DJing. It's anything to do with being artistic, and not even that. It's just anything you want to do. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be what I'm doing. It doesn't have to be what you're doing. If you have an idea of something that you want to do, it's really just important to, I don't even know, man. It's just being persistent.
Yeah.
It's
that's what I was gonna say. Fucking hustle.
Yeah, exactly. It's be a sponge. Put yourself around people that are doing it. Learn from them.
Yeah.
And come up with your own way. Like, you know what I mean? You can't be successful if you're just copying verbatim something that somebody else is doing. You want to take it and put your own spin on it. So, like, with me, I didn't even want to be a DJ. I love it, but it was like,
really just kind of like fell in.
It was such a weird, like, I always wanted to be an actor,
right?
Which I still love doing theater from time to time whenever I get the chance to. I just did a show actually a couple months ago for the first time in like 2 years, and oh my god! Where was this? It was so nice.
I was just about to ask when the last time you did some theater was.
I did a few shows for Players of Utica, but this past show was for the Uptown Theater, which is starting their own local community theater organization. And they're redoing the whole Uptown Theater into a stage.
Really?
Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
Very cool.
It's huge in there.
That's great to hear.
But we just did a small show in the lobby. Just to raise money and help raise money for them, because they're still a couple years out from finishing that theater. Then they could do some big shows.
That's awesome.
But it was so nice, man. Like, I miss being part of a cast, and that little sense of group is so key.
Yeah.
And it was such a relief to do that after a couple years. And I think I have a chance to do another small show this summer, which would be great to not wait another 2 years to do something
Yeah,
else.
excellent.
But getting back to the point, though, like, I always wanted to be an actor and just, pursue theater. And I always had the idea of moving out to LA at some point, but then I kind of fell into this. And, I had the opportunity to, train part-time on Kiss FM with maybe the hopes of one day to going full-time. Because before I was a professional video editor and graphic designer. That's what I did for a living, full-time. And then I just did Kiss on the weekends. But then it turned into doing that night show, and then I finally had the chance to go full-time at Kiss October of 2017. So it's getting close to 2 years now.
Wow.
And I've been on air for Kiss for counting the part-time days for almost 4 years now, which is crazy that it's been that.
I know,
that
time
long.
flies, doesn't it?
It's been 5 years since I graduated from
Yeah, I was
Alfred.
gonna say, you figure it's almost 2020. Jeez.
And it's my 10-year high school reunion this summer.
Wow.
They're starting to play in it. They got the whole Facebook group going. I feel
Oh
so
boy.
old. But
Oh boy.
yeah, so it's crazy. But I just kind of fell into this, and it's just something that I never really thought of that I would love, other than that little thought I had in high school. But that was just like, oh, that'd be a cool job. You know? I was never serious about it, but I just got into it and I loved it. Like, and then I'm like, okay, if I'm training on Kiss, if I get to be a well enough known name, having a DJ business could be very lucrative.
Yeah.
So I just started doing that because I dabbled with it in high school with the station's equipment. So I kind of knew the basics.
Yeah.
So I got all my equipment that I needed to start, and I started going. It was back in 2015 when I started my first few gigs. I had one a month, one every other month.
Yeah.
Like it was like a little birthday party here. Some family was doing something, so I DJ'd. But eventually, once you get in front of the right people, and if you do a good job, people are gonna remember.
And you keep hustling, man.
Man, within a year, and for the last 3 years, every weekend.
Wow.
Basically, every weekend of the year, I have something.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, exactly. And that you never know who you might meet in network too, and that's even something on a smaller degree, this show, all the great people I'm meeting and the great guests I have lined up and all the awesome
You don't know where
stories.
it's going to lead.
I have no idea. And, I'm not making any money off this. I do it because I love it and I'm learning so much. And I enjoy, I'm spending my time doing something I'm passionate about.
Yep.
And likewise, it's awesome to see other people in the community, especially yourself, doing the same thing,
Yeah.
And so I agree. And it's very interesting because you said, be a sponge. And that exact phrase came out of one of my past guests' mouths. It's like, regardless of what you're doing in life, if you're passionate about it and you know that the hustle means something and that you are going somewhere with it, all of us think alike. We all have the same underlying morals, themes, ethos. It's keep hustling, work hard, be unique. Don't, like you said, don't copy anybody. Nobody wants to see the same old thing. This is 2019. We're in the golden age of technology and media and exposure.
Yep.
Get out there and just work for it and be yourself.
And building on that, like, I know it's a very vague thing to say, don't copy someone, put your own spin on it, because that can mean anything. And that's hard to come up with your own thing, but it's a natural thing.
Yeah.
Like, be a sponge, but at the same time, like you said, you got to do something that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Don't just chase money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because money, if you're passionate enough about something, money will come. It will.
Absolutely.
Like, I really did not think that this soon in my career would I be a full-time DJ in every sense of the word.
Right.
Because it was only 2 years ago that I was just doing it on the side. But if you're passionate about it, you're going to have the drive to be as best as you can, and people are going to recognize that.
Exactly.
So it's just, whatever you want to do, just make sure you 100% from the bottom of your heart enjoy doing it.
Right.
Because if you don't, it's going to show, it's going to be work, and
you're going to regret it in the long run,
It's just going to be another thing you're doing in life just to make money.
Exactly. How many people do you know? And I could count, limitless lists of people I know that are like, my job kind of sucks, but in 6 years I could be making 6 figures, or you never know, if this person dies, I might be able to get into a new position or something. And that's like, you're waiting out a bigger paycheck,
Yep.
and you're miserable in the meantime. And you go to work, you're miserable. You come home, you're miserable because work made you miserable. You know, it's just a very like, I don't know. It's very defeating if you allow yourself to just get into the complacency of a paycheck and you're just chasing, like you said, just chasing the money. You'll never be truly happy. And by the time you're 45, you'll look back and be like, wow, I wasted 20 years. And then you're going through this midlife crisis where you want to change your career. You want to do what you love now. And it's like, take advantage of the time while you have it. And it's never too late to start, I would say.
It's never too late. And it's also on the flip side, like, I understand why it's so hard for people to take that jump. Because
For sure.
I was extremely lucky in the setup that I had because I came home. The video, the ad agency company that I worked for was owned by the same people and in the same building as Kiss FM.
Oh, okay.
So like, even if I was in a different building within like at home, like I could have still went to Kiss FM on the weekends and train and stuff. But I had that accessibility. I was able to do it on the side while making money, you know. And then eventually when I had the opportunity to take a full-time position, I was able to just leave.
Just transition right
go,
there in the
go
building.
to my new job, you know? So it was an easy, it was a very, 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 very lucky placement, like foot in the door, right place, right time situation for me. I know that there's, you know, most people watching or most people out there don't have as easy of a transition or as easy of a way to do something.
Right.
But if you're unhappy, you got to take the jump.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you were able to you're foresighted in the fact that you were recognizing the signs. You're like, you know, I had these ambitions. I worked at it at college. I'm in this ad agency, but right next door is the radio station. Let me try to get my foot in there. And you got your foot in.
I had a plan.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a plan. So you just got to, that's the first step, is come up with, I'm at point A, here's point B. How is it realistic for me to get there? And you just got to just map it out, say, okay, maybe I have to do this, 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 and this, and then take it one step at a time. Yeah. Because I remember when I was coming home from college and I had the job at Pro Media, I said to myself, well, this is great because it was a video editing job. It was it was a job with my, you know, my career field. Right. But then I said, like, you know, here's an idea in my head. That's all I had. I was like, well, if I start my own DJ business and maybe start growing my name out there, if I can get in with Kiss and train part-time and keep going with those two, and maybe someone will leave or a full-time position will open up, then maybe one day I could be full-time on Kiss. Right. And that's exactly what ended up happening. I think it took 2.5 years.
Yeah. See, you just recognize the situation and where it could go. And that's just it. If you're just always accepting your position in life, you're never looking for the next thing, you might not even recognize the signs of the possibilities around you. You know, if you're just like, all right, let me go to my 9 to 5 and come home and make dinner and go to bed, and just you're on repeat and you're not even thinking of your future or where you could go or what else you could do. I don't even think you'll notice when opportunity knocks on your door. So people, you got to be out there, at least like have the ambition in your heart. Don't let it die. Don't let your dreams die. You know, you never know. Make a little bit of an active effort. Be online. Look things up. Maybe take a night class if you want to do something, you know? Just
do something you're passionate about. And that will all, even though that all sounds hard, if you're passionate about it, it will be easy. Yeah. Like to you. Exactly. Like you'll want to do it. And and the beauty thing is, like, I didn't even go to school for radio broadcasting or anything like that. So a lot of people, even my father, was like, "Oh, you're gonna go work at Kiss. You're gonna waste that degree that we paid money for." Blah blah blah. Yeah. But no, because I have that skill set, I am now the webmaster, graphic design, video editor for Kiss.
That's awesome.
Like when I'm not on air.
Congrats. So, that's awesome.
So I do everything. That's like all my skill sets in one job.
And that's just making you a more like instrumental part of the company too. So you're really solidifying your value with them. Exactly. Which will be very useful. Like you said, if you know, you make it with the company for a decade or two, you're a big on-air personality, then you can dial it back and go to maybe another radio station, and you're still well known for your quality of work. So you're making a name for yourself. It's awesome to see you have a plan and you're executing, man.
I appreciate it.
Hustle respects hustle. Absolutely. For sure. So, what are do you have any like fun venues or stories, or you know, like some of your top DJing experiences?
Man, and this is another really like rare thing for a DJ to say, but again, I'm very early in my career, but I don't have any horror story events yet.
What about a good story? Maybe not a horror story.
I mean,
like one of the best parties you were at.
Oh, one of the best parties, man. The reason why I do this, and like the driving force behind it is one, I grew up an only child. I'm addicted to attention. I'll say that right now. I'm an actor. I don't shy away from the spotlight. So like, I like, being in front of people, and that's just where I thrive. Like, but at the same time, creating memories for people, that's what makes me go to bed with a smile on my face.
Yeah.
Like, I DJ'd a school dance, I DJ'd a wedding, and everybody comes up to me afterwards and like shaking my hand, say, "Oh my God, like tonight was fantastic. That was the best school dance we ever had." Or you made our wedding so like we're never gonna forget tonight. That's
awesome.
That just sends the chills right through your body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, it's just and most of my weddings, if not all of them, have been for the most part ragers. Like, I'm I'll say this, I'm not trying to be a cocky asshole, but like I'm good at getting people to dance.
Yeah.
I'm good at hyping a crowd. And
you got Nana out on the dance floor.
That's
You're
right.
doing pretty good.
I have gotten a few Nanas out on the dance floor, and they wanted to dance with me. So
yeah.
it was funny. But like going back to the other point that I was making though, and I'll get to. I'm trying to think of my favorite event that I've done, but I didn't want to be a DJ. Like I was like, oh, being on the radio would be cool, like having a show. And then when I started doing my DJ side business, I wasn't mixing or anything. I was just playing music with an auto fade, just setting up a playlist and just letting it go, and then interacting with the crowd. I never really thought that I would, because I was never really a musician. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to grasp the concept of beat matching and mixing songs and yada, yada, yada. But slowly but surely, I just started to like, the program that I was using had that capability already. So the more you use it, the more you like play around with stuff, and the more you're like, oh, so that's how that does that. Oh, so that's how that does that. Oh, okay. And then most of my mixing, like I remember T-Sap kind of gave me like one night I was hanging at his house, and he kind of, before I really understood what he was talking about, he was trying to tell me like, this is how you count beats, and this is, that you gotta start a song here when whatever, you gotta know how many beats a song intro has. And I was like, oh, that just sounds like super complicated.
Yeah.
I just never thought I would be that type of DJ. I thought I would just be like, a generic wedding DJ that just plays music and whatever. But again, when I started screwing around with it, I started to pick it up little by little.
Yeah.
And when I finally got to almost the point where I'm at now, and I'm no
Steve Aoki.
Yeah, I'm no Steve Aoki. I'm no like DJ Business or DJ 360 in this area that are like phenomenal. But I know how to transition and blend songs together now. And honestly, I really enjoy it, and I think it enhances the my experience that I provide that much more.
Absolutely.
So it's just something else that I just never thought I would truly like be good at or enjoy, and then all of a sudden here I am doing it, and I got a new mixer board now that's has more options on it, and I'm actually really like proud of myself that I've like some of the stuff that I have transitioned and some of the things that I have figured out. I'm like, wow, I never really thought I would know how to do this, and now I do.
Yeah,
so,
that's cool.
Yeah,
it's like pretty awesome that we live in a time where, like you said, the programs and stuff, it's like even if you don't have that seasoned intuition about how to blend the songs, it almost like quantifies it, right? So like it's like these are the beats per minute in these songs, and then you learn how to match them, and then you get the intuition, right? I'm sure now you can just like, oh, I can think of a song that seems probably in my range, and you look it up, it is the right beats.
Oh yeah, I've memorized most of my whole. Like if you name a good dance song right now, I could probably tell you what the BPM is.
That's awesome. So it's like you almost like sharpen these skills because the technology is so good and you're so able to learn from it in like an actual numbers kind of way. So that's pretty awesome.
I'm curious if you could think of a song. Let me see if I can say
it. Okay.
Some sort of dance song that plays.
I don't know. Cotton Eye Joe. That's a common one.
Cotton Eye Joe is in the it's like 136.
See, now I gotta Google it or something.
I think it's something like that.
Hold on. If anybody's on Twitch right now, chime in. Google it and chime in and tell me what
Cotton Eye Joe is. I think it's at 136. It's in the mid 130s. It's in there somewhere.
Happy Flat Earth New Year. Okay. Post a hoax. Okay.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that's funny that you learn how to, like, like I said, it builds this intuition in you, and now you're becoming just more seasoned and better at it.
Yep.
So what do you think you'll be in like maybe 10 years? Doing big events,
I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of people ask me that, like, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go from here? And like, I bought a house here for a reason. Like, I don't really plan on, actively looking for, if an opportunity comes my way that I can't say no to, obviously anybody would have to think about something like that. But, I was born here. Utica's always been my home. Kiss FM's my childhood station that I listened to growing up. Like, I'm completely happy with just getting to be well known here, having a solid business, and starting a family. Yeah. Like, the one thing that DJ T-Sap, told me, he's like, don't get complacent. Like, don't think Kiss FM is the be all end all. Like, cause he was there for 5-6 years, I think, so maybe more. And then he moved down to Tampa, not Tampa. Where is he? S-Dot moved to Tampa. I think, T-Sap is in the Orlando area. And he went down there to DJ in Florida, a bigger audience, spring break, all that sort of stuff.
Do you know this Post a Hoax guy?
No.
I like your guys' hat. I especially like what you've done with your bald spot. Why do you guys sound like you eat cigarettes?
Okay.
All right. Thanks, dude.
The internet trolls, they never rest. But so he went down there to kind of get a bigger, wider audience and to kind of up his career, because he said he felt like he plateaued. Oh God, what's he saying now?
I don't. Keep talking. I gotta block this guy.
So, I remember he said before he moved that he felt like he hit a plateau here in Utica. Like, he'd done all the big venues. He got to the point where he wanted to be. So he's like, he wanted to go to a bigger market. And that's what he told me. He's like, you have a great talent. You're really great with people. Like, you could go far. Don't think that Kiss FM is the be all end all. And while that is great advice, and while, I'm always looking ahead to see what's coming next, at the same time, this is my home, and this is, I would love to raise my family where I grew up. You
That's
know what
awesome,
I mean?
man.
But who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah. And as you just keep sharpening those skills and keep getting more notoriety and a better reputation,
who knows?
Who's
going to see you? Yeah.
Lots of doors. So I wanted to ask you this too, since you're very involved in the radio community and stuff. With technology advancing the way it is, a lot more internet traffic and stuff, do you think radio is on the upswing? Is it adapting to the times, or do you think it's on the downswing?
It's actually been scientifically proven that it is on the upswing.
Okay.
Contrary to popular belief or not, like, I know a lot of people, since, you have the capability of hooking your phone up in the car now and whatever, like, people are like, why would anybody listen to radio? But it's still the main way to hear new music.
Yeah.
And there's actually been studies done within the past few years. You can look it up. Don't ask me like who or what did it, but numerous studies have come out that younger people actually listen to the radio nowadays more than they ever have.
Really?
So it's not dead. It's actually far from dead.
Yeah.
And I see it every day with my show. Like, when I do contests, like giving away, we're giving away tickets to the Aladdin premiere at the Marquee.
Awesome.
Dude, as soon as I say call me now, the phone lines light up. Like,
awesome.
People are listening.
Yeah.
And
I do every morning. I listen to talk radio and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's you can plug your phone in every now and again, but you're going to be listening to the same stuff if you do that every time.
Right.
So, and yeah, you can go on the internet and search new music, but like, the top 40 radio stations or country stations for country people, like, that's how you know what's popular at the moment.
And
that's
new
how
releases and stuff.
Yeah, that's how you're gonna hear stuff. So it's just it's far from dead.
Yeah,
I
see a lot of local stations also adapting. They do Twitch feeds, or they do like Facebook segments. Once a week.
Oh yeah, we do tons of stuff for social media.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's kind of bringing more traffic over, because that's what we're so mass exposed these days. You're always scrolling through Facebook. How many times a day does everybody scroll through Facebook?
Seeing what's happening. Yeah.
It's countless. So if you're going across and you see your local radio station doing something, you're like, oh, let me listen to what they're doing outside of my phone.
Yep.
In the car. So I thought that would be the case, but I wanted to get kind of an insider trading opinion.
It is. It's doing really well. Like, Kiss FM has had the best ratings that it's ever have, and we've been around for, I want to say 25. We're getting close to our 30-year anniversary. Kiss FM.
Wow.
Because when I was in Alfred, it was in 2014, the summer of 14. Yeah, the summer of 14 was our 20 year.
Wow.
So yeah, then that means we're in our 25 year now. So,
Happy
and yeah,
anniversary.
we thanks. Yeah. So we've had number one ratings in this for at least three books in a row. The books are like our rating periods. Number one across the board, like all time slots, all demographics.
Wow.
So I know that I'm on 3 straight number one night show in the area.
Awesome, man.
So
congratulations.
Thank you. So it's going really well. And I think the last book said that I have at any moment 11,000 people listening to me.
Wow, that's huge.
Which is insane.
Now, how big? What's the outer limits of Kiss FM's reach, town wise?
97.9. Because we have 97.9 and 105.5. We're a dual cast.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that. What's the difference?
It's just 2 different towers.
Oh, okay.
So 97.9 is like the Utica and surrounding area, and then 105.5 is Little Falls and surrounding area.
Okay.
So we go out to, let's see, I'm going east to west here because I never really tested it north to south, but going west, I've made it to past Syracuse where Kiss FM, like 97.9 started dipping out. So
like you've driven and been listening.
Yeah, just how far can I go before it is all static? And then the other way, Kiss FM reaches Amsterdam.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's far.
So that's 105.5 reaching out that way. So we have a pretty big.
That's a pretty big
area between where we go. It's funny though because I always listen to 97.9 being from Sequoia, like that's the stronger signal. But then I have a lot of followers now out in like Dodgeville and Richfield Springs because I've done a few school dances out there, and they're always like listening to 105.5. I'm like, oh yeah, that's us. So it is really funny. But it's a really big. It's a really big area. Like I don't think about it. Sometimes I'm driving out places and I have the station. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even think we were out here. Like, we were down in Mooresville. I didn't know we went down that far.
Yeah, that's pretty far too.
So that's pretty far south, southwest-ish. But coming back to the thought though, I think I love doing weddings, but I think school dances are my favorite.
Okay. Because they're just so full of energy.
Yeah, it's just like,
you're making the night.
Weddings, you got to go through dinner, and everybody's got to drink enough to be able to dance, and you got to do which I love doing introductions and stuff because a lot of times those are really fun, like introducing the bridal party. And once people are in that mood, most of my weddings, like I said, are really, really fun. Yeah, like I really get them going. So that's why I have I don't even need to advertise for weddings anymore. Like people just refer. So. But school dances, you just go and it starts. You know what I mean? It's a dance. So,
is there do you prefer like middle or high school, or do you only do one? Or
I've done a few middle schools, and they can be a little crazy. I miss doing Clinton middle schools. I don't have much time to do Clinton middle school anymore, but I did a lot of dances for them.
Yeah,
and they were a lot of fun. But I think they were the only middle school that I've done so far. Clinton Middle School. I've done Sequoia Middle School. Sorry if anybody from Sequoia's listening.
Wow.
I did one dance for Sequoia Middle School. That was trippy to go back and DJ in the cafeteria.
Blast from the past.
Yeah, and Miss Kissel and Miss Purrington were there. And
my
God,
it
was crazy. They're still there, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I remember too that a lot of the kids at that point didn't know that I was from Sequoia because they're so young. How are they gonna know? So I remember
we're like 10 generations removed. Pretty much.
So I went on the mic and I said, so just so you guys know, because we were having a lot of fun, I'm like, I graduated from here. And they're like, what? Like they all went nuts. I'm like, yeah, Miss Purrington was my English teacher, and she's nodding her head, and everybody started going crazy. So it was really funny. But Clinton and I did a Waterville Middle School dance. I forgot about that one. They literally had the Waterville Middle School dance. I had an hour break, and then it was the high school semi.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I just did that one not too long ago.
Packed night.
And I did a lunch at General Herkimer Elementary School. That was crazy.
Wow.
Elementary school is fun because they don't care.
Yeah,
they don't care.
Like we don't even know what this is.
They just run around and scream, and they don't care. So it was really funny. Although General Herkimer loves their "In My Feelings" by Drake.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
Okay. That's
play
funny.
that song, they go nuts. But
That's crazy.
But mostly majority is high schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I can imagine all that high energy is kind of good for you. And it's got to be like reciprocal for the DJ to be able to have that high energy feeling.
Oh,
and
it's
then,
great. Yeah.
You get into it.
It's great. It's so much fun. And the fact that like I hear so many horror stories from kids that schools for the most part, they don't have a huge budget. So usually they cheap out and they get like these no-name older guys that are either like maybe they're teachers at the school.
I know. I was going to say
guys.
how many I can remember dances and events
Yeah.
and parties with all, I mean, yeah, an outdated DJ.
Yeah, just they didn't know. Like I've heard horror stories like the most current music this guy played was the Jackson 5. I'm like, are you serious?
Wow.
So it's just like and they're DJing for like high school and middle school, and it's like so when I come in, the kids go like within the first 15 minutes, they're like, "What's going on?" And they're all like, "Ah."
Yeah.
So that's how I think I get all these kids like on board so fast is because I go in and I give them such a different, fun experience and then usually when I do a school, the kids just they don't want anybody else. You know? And it sucks when I have to say no to a school because I'm already booked or something. Because
Right.
the kids all start Snapchatting me going, "I'm so upset. Why are you gonna come to our dance?" So Dodgeville was just doing that to me yesterday because I did the Dodgeville lunch period because they won the recycling waste challenge, whatever, last year.
Okay.
I did it right before school ended. I was like the week of the last day of class.
Okay.
So I went in on the Friday. I guess they were ending like the next Tuesday or something. So I went on a Friday. It was a really hot summer day. So I go in, I'm setting up, and for the most part, the kids are like, "Oh God, what's happening?" Why, this is what we get. And then I started playing, and some kids started dancing. I shit you not, this turned into a school dance in the middle of the school day.
Really?
So they had 2 lunch periods at Dodgeville. And it was the end of the year, like everything was done. So like the first lunch, all left, got passes to come back, and then I had the whole school for that second lunch period. It was insane.
That's
I can show you
awesome.
some Snapchats later. Like it was insane. So like Dodgeville, they're just they were all up. Everybody added me. Everybody's taking pictures. Everybody's making me sign their yearbook. It was awesome. So plus I'm on Kiss FM now. They're all listening and they're all Snapchatting me. And then I did their semi this year. Off the wall.
Really?
Off the wall. Like they were just so excited, and it didn't matter what I played.
That's awesome.
It didn't matter what, like, just the whole, nobody left early. Like, the whole student body was still there at 10 o'clock when the thing ended. And the teacher's like, "I've never seen anything like this. They always leave at 9.
That's
it was
very
crazy.
cool.
So they were very upset that I couldn't do their prom this year because Waterville already booked me, and it was the same day. It was last night. So all the kids from Dodgeville were Snapchatting me and go, "We really wish you were here. This is so lame." I'm like, no, don't tell me that.
Sorry.
Yeah, it just makes me so upset. And then they're all watching my Snapchats from Waterville going, "Come on," because we were having fun. So it's that's again, that's super endearing, and it's awesome that the kids take to me. And Remsen was another one that I just did a lunch period because they were the next recycling challenge or whatever.
Okay.
I did that in February, and same thing.
Yeah.
Now Remsen has scheduled a dance that they weren't going to have
just to get you guys
to get me back for the end
great.
of the year. Yeah, they're doing an end of the year school bash on Friday, June 14th.
That's
Because
awesome.
I couldn't do their prom either because it was Sequites was the same day.
Okay.
Funny enough, both of those proms were in Twin Ponds.
Oh, really?
Like, so Sequoia was in the big one and Remsen was in the smaller one. A bunch of the Remsen kids came into the Sequoia side while I was setting up just to take pictures, and then they went over to their side and they were trying to sneak over, but Mr. Mahar wasn't letting them come over.
Oh, man.
So yeah, it was super funny. And like, so Remsen, that's another one I'm very much looking forward to in a couple weeks. I got Adirondack Prom this coming Saturday, which is a school I've never DJ'd for, and those are my favorite ones to do it like the first time.
Yeah,
So I'm excited to see how that's going to go.
Awesome. What else do you got? Yeah, plug it up. What else you got going on?
Adirondack, I got Hollow Patton Senior Ball, I got Clinton Senior Ball, I got the Remsen End of the Year Bash, and then wedding season starts.
When's that? When's like it get heavy for you?
The second, so Clinton Senior Ball is June 1st. June 8th is my first wedding of the year, and then they just go all through the summer and fall.
Man.
Almost every weekend.
That's
you know
awesome.
Harrison Clark? Graduated with me.
Sounds familiar.
His wedding is my first wedding of the year. So
Great.
that's also awesome too, that I get to DJ
Like people
everybody
you
from
graduated
I went
with.
to high school with. Like a lot of people from Sequoia like call me first. They're like, "Can you do our wedding?" Like, I'm going to
Awesome.
be doing Alyssa Woods. Who else? I'm doing a couple of people from college that I went to college for that they live in this area. They booked me for it. So
Awesome, man.
That's really cool. I did Jeff Emerson's.
Oh, okay.
I
cool.
did his and Kelly's wedding. I did Danielle Hank's wedding.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of other Sequoia people did it. Ray Kellogg booked me.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing his. So yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's really
for sure.
awesome that I get to like share that with, all these people that I know from
I know
way
you
back.
spent years building these connections and like,
Yeah.
I mean, in a small town like ours, you grow up with the same 100 people
Oh, yeah.
for 12 years straight and
Yep.
you know them,
Yep.
and regardless, time and distance separate us, but it's still like, that's awesome. Everybody respects that we're all doing well, and that's very good to see. And, that's something I wanted to bring up too, is like, it's just from your stories and how passionate you are and how much you enjoy this and spreading joy to everybody. I think for some people, maybe that's an intimidating concept. The fact that you're out there, you're displaying yourself for the world to see. I think people like yourself, I definitely feel I am that way a little bit too, a little attention seeking, because we thrive when we're able to. Not only do we enjoy it, but we're bringing enjoyment, and everybody recognizes that I'm not trying to do this selfishly. I like just everybody else having a great time.
Yeah, we just want everybody to have a good time. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
and that's really awesome about you're combining your love of what you wanted to do and all the things and the skills that you're harnessing with your
making memories.
Yeah, making memories and desires to bring that grandeur to people. So that's really cool, man. It's inspiring. So. I mean, we're a little over the hour mark, so
who cares?
Yeah, keep it moving. I mean, I could talk to you forever, and I keep saying this to everybody. I don't even need to be on the show, really. I just like bring some questions that I genuinely want to know. Yeah. But really, your story is incredibly inspiring, and to anybody out there who's listening or wants to contact you, I'm sure you wouldn't mind. But these are the details that you should take to heart when you're trying to get going about anything, whether it is if you want to get into the music industry, if you want to do your own podcast, if you want to do anything, I've had people on it starting their own construction businesses. I've had people on who played semi-pro football and coach teams and own their own companies. So it's like we keep alluding to, it's hustle, it's working hard, and it's enjoying what you're doing.
The grind. Don't let the grind stop.
Yeah. That's like last night, I was fortunate enough to go out and see Broken Rule play over at the Back Nine. You ever been there?
Not the Back Nine. No, I haven't been
there. It's
a
pretty cool. It's like a bar and restaurant. And
where is it?
It's going toward like Lee in Rome on Turin Road.
Okay.
So it was a little bit of a hike for me being in the New York Mills area, but just they wanted me to come out and support them. I was like, that'd be a good time. Just drive out yourself and enjoy it. A lot of people are afraid to do things alone too. People don't get enjoyment unless they're with a crowd of people. I love just being by myself. Make friends, like I was out there dancing with a bunch of older women and booty bumping a few of them,
Sometimes that's the best way to meet people is when you go alone because you have no choice but to try to interact with new people. So,
exactly, yeah. And I was fortunate. They brought me on stage and everything. Got my first toe in the water of MC work, I guess. A little unexpected.
It could be intimidating with that because it's so off the cuff. No,
exactly.
I know exactly how you felt.
It was fun though, and it's really awesome to see. Like I said, I keep saying it. Hustle recognizes hustle, and I'm just trying to bring the message of what you're doing, what all these people in the local area are doing, and likewise, it's inspiring to see everybody spread my message. It's a very communal thing, and it's very it builds so much cohesion in the area in a time when everything's so dark and all you hear is bad news and Shootica is the hashtag that trends the most around here. You gotta breed positivity and spread that around. So
absolutely,
I'm so happy to see you're doing that for the area.
I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. So guys, check them out. Facebook. Go ahead, run through your plugs of where to find you on social media.
Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. It's all at DJ Roscoe Red. If you do at DJ Roscoe Red, my Facebook page will come right up. And that's one of the main ways people contact me. And like I said, I DJ for anything. Yeah. Weddings, school dances, grad parties, sweet 16s, birthday parties, whatever you got. I got
little housewarming action. Come on.
Anything. I got all that coming up and more. So fun. Even if I have your day free, I have done a lot of donating my time, fundraising events, things like that. I just did the walk to end Alzheimer's, which is like on a Saturday morning or Sunday morning. I forget what it was, but those are easy for me to do. Hopefully if I'm free for you, I don't mind doing stuff like that as well.
Yeah. You're giving back too. And they can listen to you 6 to 10 weekdays,
6 to 10 weekday nights on Kiss FM, Kiss Night Show.
Boom.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's it.
And there's something else I was going to say. Oh, you do that so that you were showing me before we got started, the game show. What's that about the weekly gaming?
So on my YouTube channel, which is Roscoe Red TV, my YouTube doesn't, it's so hard nowadays to get any traction on YouTube because of the way it's set up now.
It's saturated.
Yeah, you can't. But I really just did my YouTube channel for the kids that follow me, just because all my vlogs and my game nights and things that I do go on my Facebook page as well, which that's where they get the most of their views. But I also just put them on my YouTube for the kids who might not have Facebook.
Yeah.
Because, but yeah, I do vlogs. Like I call it my travel vlog. So it's just like significant events. You know what I mean? So like when I went on vacation to Florida a couple years ago, I did one, and when we have my friend group from school from Alfred, we have what we call our Friends Union. I usually make vlogs out of those.
Nice.
Because they all really enjoy watching it back afterwards. And, so I got the travel vlogs. I do what's called game nights with my friends. Like I play like funny games like Mad Lib Madness or the Whisper Challenge, where you put the headphones on and you gotta try to read each other's lips.
Oh, I've never heard of that one. That's a fun one.
So go out, check them out. They're really funny. And so it's just stuff like that I do for my YouTube channel, and I do Vlogmas. I don't know if you know what Vlogmas is.
No.
I've done that the past couple years. That's making a vlog every day from December 1st through Christmas. So it's just showing all of your holiday
stuff
every day.
Okay.
So, and since I do what I do, I have like a lot of content usually to show.
Okay.
So like, if I'm doing a dance or a DJ gig in December, that'll be part of the vlog.
Cool.
I've captured a couple weddings and a couple school dances.
Here's what mine would be: 25 days of watching Elf reruns and eating cookies.
Me is going on air and doing events and then this, that, and the other thing. Actually, the Dodgeville semi that I was talking about was day 8 of Vlogmas this year, so you can see how hype it was.
Yeah.
So go watch Vlogmas day 8 2017 on my 2018, right? 18.
Last year,
18. Day 8 2018.
Well, that's cool because
Vlogmas.
all the dances are like Christmas themed too, so it adheres to the idea.
Yeah, it's just anything that's happening in December. That's the whole point of it. It's just a vlog challenge.
That's
just
awesome.
Day 1, December 1st. So you film all day December 1st, and you post day 1 on December 2nd while you're vlogging day 2.
Okay, all right.
It's a lot of work.
I can imagine. It sounds like a lot of work.
It's really cool to watch all that back afterwards.
That's awesome, man. Well, listen. Let's I like to just kind of walk the baseline out for us and just talk about it, man. So guys, if you haven't understood the concept and the theme here of all these episodes, it's get out there, work hard at what you love to do, keep it moving, keep it hustling, and hustle respects hustle. The other people out here in the world trying to figure out their own path and their own grind, they will respect and help you along. That's what it's about, is helping each other along, spreading that communal love, spreading positivity. And like we said, in a world of constant darkness and exposure to negative media, be the light, be the positivity.
Absolutely.
Help guide each other. Even though we're all lost, we don't have the map, we don't have the answer key, we're figuring it out because we talk to each other, we help each other out, and that's the underlying theme.
I'm just vibing to this music,
right? It's beating.
Hey. Dude, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming on, Kris. DJ Roscoe Red, ladies and gentlemen. Get a hold of him for all your wedding music needs and your high school
promise
dances.
We'll have a rager. If you
will
want to
rage.
dance, I'm your guy.
He's going to rage right off the front page, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you. It's been great having you, man. I think there's a lot of awesome messages and stuff in this episode, so people will probably get a lot out of it. And I hope you guys are continuing to enjoy all the content that I'm putting forward. I'm trying to do a lot more Lost Guidance on Scene, bringing you some live local music like I did last night. Last week I got to meet with a few friends of mine, the Panos, and describe their kind of little side business they do to make lunches for their company, and just people on their hustle out here, people working hard at the things that they love to do, whether it's cooking, music, anything. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. Reach out. I had put this up before. If anybody knows of any awesome guests, I know that coming in like July and August, I have some openings and stuff. Let's network. I love meeting new people. I love sitting down. It's an hour or more every Sunday that I get to just look someone in the eye and hear their story. And I've learned so much today about DJing and music production. Yeah. When this goes off,
so much more to talk about. If you want a part 2, I'm game.
Absolutely. We will be doing part 2 for sure. Keep an eye out for that. And when this goes off, where you and I are going to be talking videography and a little bit of the intro.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah.
So we can get into all that. So guys, enjoy it. Like, follow, subscribe. DJ Roscoe Red, the Lost Guidance Podcast. And most importantly, try not to get too lost out there. We'll see you next week on the Lost Guidance Podcast. Bye.